It's never a dull day in the entertainment space when you get to report on the constant failures of Disney. And here we are yet again to enjoy the abysmal and god awful numbers of Disney's Wish. Yes, Disney's latest animated film that was meant to bring families together over the Thanksgiving weekend clearly did anything but that because nobody was looking to want to see this movie. Nobody wanted to go out and support this. Granted, original IP. It definitely is an original IP, original character, so I'm going to give them that. Kudos to actually doing that for once instead of race swapping everything. But still, you took this original character and turned it into just a nostalgia factory. Why would you do that? Why would you make an original character that you could have told an original great story for, and all you did was just throw member berries in there for everything else? You might as well just race swap something. But we have an article here from MovieWeb that says, is Disney's Wish a box office disaster? With a question mark, and then says the box office failure of Wish is even worse than that of the Marvel. So let's get into this article, guys, from MovieWeb. But of course, before we do, if you are new here, just consider hitting that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it, and like the video to push us out into the YouTube algorithm. So it says, headlines: Wishes, Disney's latest animated film, has been described by critics as a corporate propaganda exercise disguised as entertainment. I agree with that 1,000,000%. From the things that I've been seeing about Wish, all they're doing is throwing member berries in there to try to get people to say, ooh, yeah, I remember this, or ooh, yeah, I remember that. That's all this movie is for. Despite high expectations, Wish has flopped at the box office, joining a list of other 2023 Disney films that have failed to perform well. The underwhelming box office performance of Wish suggests that Disney's dominance in the animation landscape may be coming to an end. Dominance? Wait, time out. Disney has been pretty much out of the animated space for a few years now. Like pretty much every movie, aside from maybe Elementals, they got a last little push. Granted, most of them have completely bombed. Everything that they have created has bombed. Nothing has made money. Everything has bombed. You know, like the live actions, the original ones from a few years ago were making some money, but now the most recent ones, on top of the animated films that they were coming out with, were not making money. They were all bombing in the tens to hundreds of millions of dollars. It is really abysmal what they've been doing. So to say it's coming to an end, I mean, a lot of us online would have argued that it's pretty much been at an end for a while now. It says it was hardly coincidental that the animated fantasy musical film Wish, Disney's first animated feature since Elemental, was released in virtual conjunction with the commemoration of Disney's centennial anniversary. While Wish is ostensibly about a teenage heroine who wishes upon a star to save her kingdom from its evil ruler, a Wish also serves as an animated thesis on the "When you wish upon a star, your dreams come true" slogan on which the Disney brand was created. Indeed, while Wish currently holds a positive audience score, many critics have described the film as a corporate propaganda exercise in the guise of entertainment. Now, a lot of things I want to say too about the whole Rotten Tomatoes scores. Now, obviously, Rotten Tomatoes is bought and paid for. We get that, right? Even if you see ultra positive, even if it's the most amazing movie, right? Like, look at Godzilla. Godzilla is absolutely destroying the box office in comparison to how much that movie costs. Also, in comparison to how many theaters it's been released in, which was only like about 2,000 compared to a movie like the Marvels, which started at 4,000. But still, that movie is doing fantastic in the box office, rightfully so. Based on its budget, it's going to obviously make some good money, and its international numbers are going to be insane. So that movie's doing fantastic. That movie has 95 plus audience and critic score, absolutely destroying Rotten Tomatoes. But still, if you look at the Rotten Tomatoes scores, they're heavily filtered. You'll see only about 500 reviews at the time of filming this video for the audience score, and that is very small. Like, obviously, there should be a lot more reviews in there than that is, but they're obviously filtering reviews. So even if a movie is extremely positive on Rotten Tomatoes, it is still heavily filtered. It is still heavily bought and paid for. Don't ever get it twisted. But movies like Godzilla don't need to buy positive reviews. Movies like Wish do need to buy positive reviews. But still, when it comes to movies like this, the fact of the matter is you are virtue signaling to a very niche audience, right? You're virtue signaling to a very niche audience, and what ends up happening with that is that you get reviews from people that you virtue signal from, right? So these people are going to go out there, and if you have a smaller and smaller and smaller audience to pull from, of course, what's going to end up happening is that those audience scores are going to start rising, right? Because if all the people who hate this film do not go watch it and leave a review for it, then you're only going to have people that like this virtue signaling that are going to leave a review. So of course these numbers are going to seem higher than they really should be for such a terrible movie, but the numbers don't lie, right? Like, the numbers don't lie in the box office. If nobody's going to go watch your movie, if they're spending barely any money to go see your movie, that means that either it didn't speak to them, right, in the trailer, or you purposely said it wasn't made for them, or they thought that your movie wasn't worth it to go watch and they just rather wait on streaming for it. That's just the truth. It's usually one of those three things. So movies like this having high audience scores doesn't shock me, considering that the pool of people to pull from is not very high, and most of those people are going to be the ones they virtue signal to anyway. So I would expect positive reviews from those people. It says, regardless, after the trailer for Wish received more views than any previous Disney film from this decade, Wish was projected to at least equal the box office performance of Elemental, which after a sluggish debut finished its theatrical run with a worldwide box office gross of nearly 500 million, and then became one of the most viewed films on Disney Plus streaming service. However, Wish was instead joined Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, The Haunted Mansion, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, and The Marvels on a long list of Disney's 2023 box office flops. Moreover, as the box office failure of Marvels punctured the aura of inevitability that was once surrounding Disney's Marvel Cinematic Universe, the box office failure of Wish suggests that Disney's dominance of the animation landscape may be at an end. No, it's at an end, ladies and gentlemen. It is done. Disney cannot and will not recoup their animated sector. It is gone. Like, it's only a matter of time before they either just completely stop making animated films and try to do live action only, or they just do animated films to try to do namesakes, right? Keep copyrights like they're doing. They're changing everything into live action. They'll probably end up doing re-animated films of classics and just modernizing them with black people. That's all they're really going to do. They're not really going to do too many original IPs, I would imagine, anymore. But hey, you could be surprised. It says, in its opening weekend at the domestic box office, Wish, which carries a production cost of approximately $200 million, was projected to gross between 45 million and 50 million. Given that Wish is an original IP animated film, this would have been an impressive domestic opening for Wish, since no original IP animated film has opened with a domestic box office gross above 30 million since the onset of the coup. However, after posting a lackluster domestic gross of 3.9 million on Thanksgiving Day, followed by a Black Friday gross of approximately 8 million, the opening weekend projection was lowered to between 32 and 33 million. Wish ended up grossing 19 million in its opening weekend at the domestic box office and 31.6 million for the 5-day Thanksgiving stretch. Oh my God. $31 million in the 5-day stretch. That is crazy low. Keep in mind, guys, they only keep half of this money on average. Half of this money. So you mean to tell me they got about $16 million, give or take. $16 million after 5 days. That's what they're taking home on a budget of $200 million. There is no freaking way this movie is going to come anywhere close to making its money back, let alone making a profit. You're not even including marketing in that budget, man. Like, it gets so bad from there. It says, in comparison, Elemental opened with a domestic gross of 29.6, while the 2021 animated Thanksgiving release Encanto opened with a domestic gross of 27.2. Among non-pandemic affected Disney animated films from the past decade with a production cost of at least 100 million, the 19.7 million domestic opening for Wish only sits above last year's Strange World, which opened with a domestic gross of 11.9, on its way to its final domestic total of 37.1 and a worldwide total of just 70 million. Yeah, if you're in the same talks as Strange World, you know you're screwed. You just know you're screwed. Strange World lost an ungodly amount of money. And I think Strange World was that opening eye, right? It was that opening eye for Disney to say, whoa, we are really losing here. And a lot of people were realizing that as well. Strange World kind of opened a lot of people's eyes to just how unbelievably bad Disney's doing in the box office. And it's only going to get worse from here. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it. And if you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.